What's going on, guys? Icy Rhythms, welcome back. And in this video, I want to talk to you guys about graphics and what I tell people a lot, and it's something that it took me a long time to realize. I'm discovering more and more it takes me a long time to realize things than it has with other people that I know, and I know I'm not alone with some of these things, but it takes me a long time to realize what it was I was doing in the past. As I played through Crysis 3, I didn't play all the way through. I don't want to make it seem like I beat the game in one sitting, but I think I put maybe an hour and a half at most, maybe two. That's probably pushing about an hour and a half into the game, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm done. Uninstall. And the reason for that is these visuals look fantastic. The presentation of the game is amazing. It makes you appreciate the talented development team, but the hard work, the blood, sweat, and tears that went into making all of that look great just isn't enough for me to look past the very average gameplay and how this doesn't really play a lot different than a lot of other shooters that we have on the market, regardless of the fact that it looks better than 99% of the games that have come out after it. We are talking about a 5-year-old game that still looks amazing. If you have a PC and you want to, benchmark and see what sort of frame rates you're getting in very demanding games, even just putting Crysis 3 on high, not everything all the way up will really push your system. It's not the easiest game to run. I'll say that. It's very demanding on the CPU. I have 16 threads with my Ryzen, and at times it was hitting like 72%. Well, I was recording with the CPU with this game as well, so it's probably more like 55-60%. But keep in mind that most games I play, even games of today, modern games that have come out in the last 3 to 5 years, a lot of those are only like maybe 20-30% of the CPU, not even in some cases. So it's very demanding and it looks incredible. It's an incredible looking game, and I thought to myself, how did I ever like Crysis 2? Because Crysis 3 doesn't really play a whole lot different than Crysis 2 and vice versa. I'm like, yeah, Crysis 2 doesn't really play much different than this game either, but why? Why did I really enjoy that game? Crysis 2 was my favorite out of the, Crysis 2, and Crysis 3. The other one, there was an expansion or a spin-off Crysis. I think it was Warhead with Psycho, if I'm not mistaken. Really didn't play that one very much, but then I thought about it, and I'm like, man, at the time I had like a 2600K and a GTX 570 and I think 8 to 16 gigs of RAM. Oh, that's right. I know why I played this game, because the visuals were amazing at the time. Even on consoles, they did a really good job with Crysis 2, and that game looked amazing at the time. It still looks really good. You can still enjoy it from a visual standpoint, but it doesn't really do anything else beyond that. It's just not that special from a gameplay standpoint. And as I get older, I've seen this, I've noticed this tons of times with many games, especially some of the more recent games. I want gameplay. I like it if your visuals are awesome and you have great enjoyable gameplay and a long lasting game that's not 10 to 20 hours. I'm hoping for more like 35, 40, or even beyond that if you can give it to me. I'm not saying that the shorter games are bad, but I'm just looking for a little more for $60. And that would bring me to my final point, where I'm asking myself, and maybe you guys should ask yourselves, am I really buying this? Is it really worth $60 because everything about this game is amazing? Or am I forgiving this game and don't even realize that I'm doing it? I'm forgiving the things that are wrong with this game or very average with this game because the presentation with the visuals is so incredible. I think we've done that tons of times and not even realized that we're doing it. And that's the reality of a lot of the gaming happening today, is that the visuals for some of these games are the best that they've ever been, but the gameplay just isn't all that enjoyable, or it doesn't do anything innovative. They don't try anything that's completely new. That's the real issue. So in closing, just to sum this up, I mean, I guess it's really just something I could have said in, 20, 30 seconds, but don't play games because of the graphics. Play them because the entire package, and especially the gameplay, is something that you really enjoy. Like, don't try to justify your purchase. Be objective and say, these visuals were amazing, but the gameplay, because like I said, I uninstalled Crysis 3, as good as it still looks, just not for me. I don't want to say I was bored to tears, or I'd rather watch paint dry. With some games, sure, but Z's, man, just not that interested. You guys take care. Thank you for your continued support. I always appreciate it. And follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Those links down in the description. Be sure to give me a like if you liked it. You can throw a dislike if you disliked it. I don't know why you would dislike it, but I mean, it's just me rambling. It's just me sharing my thoughts, giving my opinions on things. I'm not, trashing anyone or, knocking anyone personally or anything, but some people get offended. Some people just subscribe to thumb your videos down. That's how YouTube works sometimes. You guys take care, man. Thanks again. Peace.